Okay, welcome once again to Tibu TV. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Today we have one great person who is the former chairperson of Casford Hall Welfare Committee, and he's the president-elect. Today we are going to talk with him to know where he started from. Please stay tuned. Okay, so Mr. KOD, welcome once again to Tibu TV. You were the chairman of the Casford Hall Welfare Committee. Now you are the president-elect.
How did it start?
All right, thank you very much, fellow colleagues. As he said, my name is Che Opoku Derek. I'm well known by the student populace as KOD, and I'm currently the welfare chairman of Casford Hall, the president-elect of this noble hall too. I think it's a very nice opportunity. Let me start from level 100. When I came to level 100, I was following men, people who are aspiring for position at the SRC level, people who are going for the hall level, department level. I was following them because I know definitely my time will come. That is where everything started. So level 100, I followed people. Level 200, I wanted to declare my intentions for a position. Though things wasn't so easy for me, but still, I stood firm. I declared my intention to aspire for the hall treasure. I lost. I accepted it in good faith. At level 300, I pushed in to become the welfare chair of Casford Hall. I believe it wasn't even my intention to vie for the welfare chair. It was a friend who picked the phone, forcing me, pushing me to fill the form. I decided to do it, and at the end of the vetting, I qualified to serve as the welfare chair. And today, I am the president-elect of the Casford Hall.
Okay, so what motivated you as a chairperson of the Casford Hall Welfare Committee? What motivated you to aspire for the presidency?
Sure. Earlier, I would say one thing, that there is something in me. I believe that this world, anything you do is about relationship. I remember when I was in level 100, we had the opportunity to speak with Honorable Mustafa Hamid, Samia Wuku, and Pipes. Honorable Mustafa Hamid was then the Minister for Inner City and Zongo Development. Mr. Pius was a Casfordian who happens to be the Deputy Information Minister, and Samia Wuku, the National Organizer for the New Patriotic Party. I remember what Honorable Mustafa Hamid said. He said when he was on campus, most of his political endeavors, it was Honorable Opon Nkrumah who helped him achieve all those things. So when he had the opportunity to serve as the Minister for Inner City and Zongo Development, he recommended Opon Nkrumah to the President of Ghana. And now Opon Nkrumah is currently the Information Minister. So this tells me that the life is not about what we think. CGPA, program of study, first class, second class, doesn't guarantee us anything after school. But the protocol we want after school is what we can do now. So currently, I believe in building relationships. I believe on relying on people. I believe on helping people, because I believe that after school, those people will always be there. So those of the things has been my motivation, me from being the warfare and pushing to the whole presidency.
Okay, let's look at this. Now you are the Casford Hall president. Have you ever taken such positions when you were in basic school, JHS, or secondary school, that is SHS?
Sure. I think when I was in basic school, JHS, I was a protocol prefect. Then we had no idea about protocol. We were thinking it's just a position. So what we were doing is we just go to assembly grounds, inspect dressing, properly dressing. That was the first time I have to learn how to fly a tie because I'm the protocol prefect. When I go to SHS, I had the opportunity to serve as a financial secretary to Good Life Association. I believe during our anniversary, I had the best economic student. That is where people started giving me the recognition. So I took advantage of that. I pushed in for financial secretary. I had the opportunity to serve. And now I'm in the University of Cape Coast.
Wow.
And let me see, now currently I'm having much experience in the welfare section of every student in Casford.
Wow, that's so inspiring. So now let's look at this. Have you faced any form of negativity, any form of neglect as a student coming up from level 100 and aspiring for positions, following people and all these things?
Oh, I've really experienced many negativities, but I believe that even in the Bible speaks about that. Nothing can be achieved so easily. Definitely you go through many obstacles, but then your ability to still push harder, fight against those obstacles makes you a leader. When I was in basic school, my daddy, my mommy was not so wealthy. So after school, I had the opportunity to go to Mankessim Senior High School. After then, I pushed into UCC. Level 100, I was somebody who was academically good. Not really so good, but I was really focused on academics. That was the time I organized tutorials for my friends. I do assignments, they have to come and copy and others. But then we got to our whole week where we were having a program, we call it Rep Your School. That time, I realized those friends putting on Augustine's uniforms, Adisado uniforms, big schools. Then it was the time I have to rep my small Mankessim Senior High School. That was the time I felt I'm being neglected because people have always been with. But that moment, they were communicating as if I'm not part of them. And that time, I felt very neglected. Level 200, I wanted to push in. Even level 100, I was started pushing people. Somebody told me that, KOD, you are wasting your time. How can you sacrifice for somebody? Somebody you just came to meet in level 100, and the person is telling you, follow him, make sacrifices for him. Why are you doing such a thing? But I believe that those things have made me who I am today. But still, I was still facing challenges. Level 200, I pushed in to aspire for hall treasure. People were saying a lot. People were saying you have to get money. I was even wanting to get a protocol to stay in the hall. I didn't get the opportunity because I wasn't having any man. I wasn't having any lecturer, nobody to help me. I stayed at the hostel, coming to the hall, campaigning. It was a very difficult task for me. I lost, I accepted it in good faith. I came back stronger, this time for the hall presidency. This time too, I had many criteria. People were saying you were a young boy, a 19-year-old boy. How can you lead Casford? A university within a university, a small boy. How will you make this thing possible? How can you defend Casfordians? But I always tell myself that if I am serving in the capacity as the welfare chair and I'm being regarded as the most hard-working executive, I believe I can still lead Casford.
Sure.
I never gave up. I pushed in, and today I'm the president-elect for the Great Casino Football.
Yes, I'll continue to congratulate you, but I can see something with you. Even when we came to the school, I realized people mention your name, KOD, KOD, KOD. And then your selflessness, that kind of attitude I saw with you, even as we are talking, somebody is coming to vie for a position, and you are, today is your swearing in, right?
Sure.
But you left whatever that you are doing, and you are here supporting the person. So what pushes you? What pushes you?
Thank you very much for the question. As it stands now, I know definitely I am the president. But then, by 6 p.m., if I get to hear my brother Fletcher has lost, even if I am swearing in, I'll still have some bad demeanor in my face.
Yeah.
So to make it complete, I have to give in, come and help him, so that in the evening, during the swearing in, I can still smile that KOD is the president of Casford Hall, and Man Fletcher is also the president-elect for the Faculty of Arts Students Association. And I believe that in life, it is about sacrifice. If you are giving in today, somebody will definitely give in for you tomorrow. Hand helps the other, we also push the other. Okay. So those are the things that has been my motivation. Sure. Because I remember, Samia Oku once said, when he was aspiring for youth organizer, people said, he's very young, he's this. But because of the sacrifices he has always made for people, he won.
Okay, so you were talking about sacrifice, how you are sacrificing for people. I want to find out, is it that you sacrifice for a certain group of people or it's for everybody?
Okay, in general, it is for everybody. But then when it comes to UCC, campus elections, whereby a Casfordian is inside, I have no two ways. I'll always pushing for the person. That person will be my first priority. But then if it is about sacrificing for people, it is something I always do. But then Casford first. Sure.
Okay, so now let us look at this thing here. You mentioned something like your mother is a Jehovah Witness. I'm sure you are also a Jehovah Witness,
Yeah.
right? Are you allowed to take an oath? Because as a president, you are going to be sworn in. How are you going to face that challenge?
I don't see it a challenge. The reason why I don't see it a challenge is that my mom is a witness. I worship with them, I go, but I'm not a baptized witness. And one thing I believe in is that I may be attending your church, but there are certain things I may see is contrary to your church. That doesn't mean your church is bad, but that is what I believe in. Because I believe in the power of leadership. Everywhere there is a leader. Because if there is no leader, there will always be chaos. So if I'm going to sworn an oath to be a leader, I see it to be bad. I don't see it to be wrong. Regardless of me, my mom being a witness, and me worshiping with them. But even on campus, you see, most of the times, some of us, we were born into certain things. But as we grow, we also take our decisions. My mom witnessed, I was born, I attend others. But now I'm growing, so I have to also start reasoning on my own. I'm not saying witnesses are bad, but then me and my reasoning, once I believe in the acts of leadership, I don't see it wrong to run oath.
All right. So now let's look at this. How is your administration? How different is it going to be to the other administrations we have seen? How they do their things, accountability and all these things. How are you going to handle things, and how is your administration going to handle those aspects?
Sure. Thank you very much for the question. I believe that in anything, experience is key. As it stands now, I am part of this current administration, of which I was not just a member. I played a very great role in the achievement of this administration. And as it stands now, I know our strengths and I know some weaknesses. It is time for me to build on the strengths. Also, push away the weaknesses so that we can come out fully the best. Though this administration has been one of the best administrations since I came to UCC. Since I came to Casford, it has been one of the best administrations. But then, I believe that those weaknesses and me serving or being part of this administration will help me stand in, work on those weaknesses for it to become a strength for us during my time. Looking at accountability, I'm a finance student. I've worked with the finance committee level 200 when I was aspiring for treasury. I have much knowledge about finances. Let's come to drafting our budget. Let's come to how we are making our spending, surpluses, deficit, how we are going to do our things. I have much idea about that. Let's come to the issue of experience on how to deal with presidency. Presidency works very hand in hand with the warfare, and it's just a step ahead for me. That's what I have learned being the warfare. Now let me exhibit it as being the president. So I believe our administration will really be one of the best administrations Casford will ever encounter.
I want to ask you something. It's a bit controversial. It is with these student politics. Is corruption part of student politics?
Yes, I would say yes, it is part of student politics.
And how are you going to fight that?
Okay, in issues regarding with corruption, I believe that I'll work within my jurisdiction. But then, regardless, there may be forces outside. For my jurisdiction in Casford, we may put in all measures to ensure that we experience a free and fair. But then outside, that is where the problems comes from. But then within the hall, we have always been fair, free and fair. But then they always say there is corruption. And I believe for elections, definitely we may experience such things. But we are going to make sure we stand in for every Casfordian, because we are here to defend the interest of an average Casfordian. Whether wealthy, whether known, whether unknown, whether unwealthy, we are in for such people. So we are going to make sure to ensure free and fair in anything we do. But then, Outside, that one is above bad regulation.
I see. So let me ask you this. If you are going by the rules and regulations of your belief, okay, or if you are going to go by your beliefs and an external force, okay, influence you to engage in certain form of corruption, would you resign as a president or you succumb to the pressure?
Pressure.
Yes. If an outside, like you are saying,
When they say
outside
pressure,
forces.
When they say pressure, it depends on how you see it. Because if an outside force is telling me to do this, and I say I don't want to do it, it's not a pressure to me. It becomes a pressure when I want to absorb it, but I'm finding it difficult to absorb it. I want to persuade you, take 2 cedis and give me this. But you are interested in 2 cedis. But then, how you taking the 2 cedis is becoming a problem for you. That makes a pressure to you. But when I'm saying take 2 cedis, and you are telling me no, I won't take it, you have not experiencing any pressure. So if external forces are coming, the way I am approaching it will make it feel like I'm being pressured. But when I have this statement, no to corruption, I wouldn't see anything as pressure. You shall definitely be in it, regardless.
Okay, so in conclusion, what are your few words? Looking at where you started, Mankessim Senior High School, now you are a Casfordian, a Casford Hall president-elect. What do you say to the people out there who feel that, oh, me Mankessim Kesiye, so if I come here, I'm going to like lag behind and all these kind of things, learn my thing and go. What are you going to say to them?
What I would say is that the life is about yourself. Your school, your parents, though your parents may have influence somewhere, but then the greater percentage is about yourself. Regardless of the school, regardless of your background, regardless of the race, regardless of the age. If you really want to do it, if nothing disqualifies you, if we are going against or we are standing in for the law of natural justice, whereby age, race, nothing disenfranchise us from doing certain things, I believe that we should never give up. We may see obstacles, we may see challenges, but we should stand firm. Because I believe that life, it is not as we see today. Somebody may be going against you because you are dark, because you are slain, and I may support. Tomorrow, somebody may also go against me because I have morals. So regardless of anything you face in life, if you really want to get what you want, don't give up. Push in all your efforts. You may lose today, you may lose tomorrow, but you will never lose forever. The time will come, you'll be victorious.
You may never lose forever. This is what the president-elect KOD had to say to us. Stay tuned and please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. We will bring you more of this interview for your education.
Good evening, sir. Good evening. Casford handing over parade for that. Totally 18 men on square with 4 officers. In attendance is the Casford Band. Ready for your turn. I, Ray Twice, Cadet Flight Lieutenant, ready to report. Do I have your permission to follow? Follow.
The Hall Master, I, J. Obokudere, stands before you to give my inaugural speech as the 55th President of the Great Castle Hall. A young man from the remote area of Mankessim to the White House of the Great Castle Hall will forever be grateful for the Almighty God and to fellow Casfordians. I begin with words of the Holy Scriptures. This is the day the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in Him. The 44th President of the United States of America, Barack Obama, once said, to those who tell us that we can't, we will respond with a timeless creed that sums up the spirit of the people. Yes, we can. Today is a Casford day, a day of faith and hope, a day in which a new president has been sworn in as the 55th president of the Great Casford Hall. Each time we gather to swear in a new executive of the hall, we bear witness to the enduring love of solidarity, and we recall that what binds this great hall together is not our origin or the color of our skin, but what makes us exceptional and what makes us Casford is truth and courage. On the 2nd September 2021, Thursday, history was made. You delivered a resounding victory to us, a victory of faith and hope. Let me say a big thank you to my committed, dedicated and loyal campaign team members and volunteers. I want to say a big thank to you, to my campaign manager, Meg, the master tactician, and to the other campaign teams, NK, Vision, Kesh, Oti, Kojobafo, Kels, Kwegutomi, and to all those who helped us for keeping the faith with me since day one. Through the storm, light and darkness, hill and valley, rain and shine, you are the best campaign team members in the history of Sudan politics. You made this happen. I am forever grateful to you for your sacrifice. You carry the memory of the history you made together, and you have the long-lived appreciation of a grateful president. To my vice president, thank you. You are the best vice president I could ever hope for. Fellows, we knocked on your doors. We came to your rooms, your prayers hostel. We called you on phones. We tested you on WhatsApp, and we asked you for your vote. And you gave us the mandate today with my vice president to lead this noble home. Fellows, whether you voted for me or not, I will listen to you. I will cooperate with you. I will work with you and keep the faith in Casford. I was not elected as a president for KOD, but I was elected as a president for the Great Casford Hall. I have never been hopeful about Casford than tonight. I am not talking about blind optimism, the kind of hope that ignores the enormity of the task ahead as the roadblock and the stand in our path. Fellows, I know we can build on the progress we have made. As I speak to you, I am very grateful to speak to you as the 55th president of the great empire. Let us, each of us, now embrace the solemn beauty and awesome joy with common effects and common outdoor. With truth and courage, passion and dedication, let us answer the call of victory and carrying into the uncertain future that pressures our lives. To my colleague executives, let us work together for fellows, for we were elected and appointed to serve them. Remember that at the end of the journey, we will account to them. My fellow Casfordians, I close today where I began with a sacred oath. Before God and all of you, I give you my words. I will always level with you, defend the Great Casford Hall, give my all in all service, thinking of not power but possibilities, not of personal interest but to the public good, and together we shall write a story of hope, not fear, of unity, not division, of light, not darkness, a Casford story of decency and dignity, of love and healing, and of greatness and goodness. So with purpose and resolve, we turn to the task of our time, sustained by faith, driven by conviction, and devoted to one another. And to this hall, we love with all our hearts. Thank you. May God bless us all. May God bless the Great Casford Hall. Thank you very much for your cooperation.